Everyone, and welcome back to my storybook week 5. This week we'll be talking about the big idea. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different. It would be kind of like a voiceover style of watching me decorate a cake. So let's guess what type of cake I am decorating. This is the inspo picture. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
We learned that a big idea is a bold and creative idea that stands out. It's important because it makes the audience stop, look, and listen to what is in front of them. Now, this wasn't mentioned in class, but I think more importantly, it allows them to actually take a minute and think about what's presented in front of them, this image on the slides. And we didn't really talk about it, but I'll insert it here. And its main message is to stop climate change before it changes you. And it stands out because it's different, and I've never seen anything like it before. Now, usually when we think of climate change, we're always surrounded by these repetitive posters of different animals being harmed. And as much as it's true and it's rational and it's informative to us, it's important to see sometimes something that's different and kind of maybe targets more of our emotional mindset as well. Now, this poster that was shown in class is a picture of this mutated man that looks like half human and half fish. And it's meant to really capture the audience attention. And with the added text, it makes a really strong and captivating big idea. Now, if we look at other companies' big ideas, one big idea that I love, and it's the creation and promotion of mini bites. Now, I don't know if you know what mini bites are, but most specifically, I'm talking about mini bites that come from large chocolate bars. So, for example, Mars or Kit Kat or Snickers. Different companies and different types of chocolate bars have their variation of mini bites. Now, more specifically, I want to talk about their advertising. Now, when they first came out, they were advertised as this cool and convenient thing where instead of opening multiple chocolate bars at a time, you just open a bag, eat a chocolate bar bite, and you're ready to go. And I have to say, everyone went crazy for it. Everyone loved it, including me. Now, there was a specific big idea that I want to focus on, and it was their new idea for their commercials called Bite Size Horror. Perfect videos promoting their products. They were actually spooky skits used to promote the products. Each video had a different product at the beginning, followed by a little spooky skit that had nothing to actually do with the product. And that's what made it interesting and strange, as it was a very different way to promote their products. But everyone loved the cool new idea. The videos focused on more of an emotional appeal rather than a rational one. And personally, like I mentioned before, I think that sometimes big ideas that have more of an emotional appeal are a lot more effective than those with a rational one. Now, the ads are too long to show in this video, but I'll add a link in the description of the website that had all of them so you can watch them if you're interested. I do recommend. They were quite entertaining just for a little spooky scare. But this is a great example of how a chocolate bar company created a new big idea that really made the audience stop, look, and listen to what was in front of them and presented. Now, before this class, I never knew what the concept of a big idea was. And I think in marketing and advertising, it's definitely something that needs to be learned. And I never knew there was an idea that can have different tones and appeals and tactics to them. So it's very interesting to learn things you never knew before. I wish we learned more about how customers may not necessarily like the new big ideas that the companies are creating. Like, for example, these chocolate bar commercials, the audience could have been like, this has nothing to do with chocolate bars. Why are we using this as a way to promote these chocolates? And it could have completely backfired on them. So I think it would have been cool to kind of, in a sense, learn about how companies deal with the backlash of big ideas that aren't as successful as those that are. Now that I've learned about these big ideas, it's definitely something that I will pay more close attention to in the real world and in the future with potential jobs and creating my own big ideas for other companies or even myself. I think it's a great skill to learn and have.
So that is everything for today's video. I hope we enjoyed watching me decorate a cake. If you couldn't tell, it was actually a carrot cake. I hope we learned a lot about big ideas, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye!